Okay, so today I'm in the Mayfair betting shop, Star Sports betting shop, with what would probably be the sort of person they wouldn't want in here. Jason Timms, thanks very much for agreeing to talk to us today, Jason. You're a commission agent, punter and form student specialising on horses and football. In what sort of order is that you do these days?
Well, these days, obviously, not so much as the commission agent, because obviously you can't get the bets on like you used to. Used to get quite big bets on, £1,000, £10,000 bets and stuff, but obviously hard to get on now. But now I still do a little bit just to keep my eye in. I've got other interests as well. I still follow the big meetings at the race, Ascots and the Cheltenhams and all that. And funny, we've got a competition that we run. We've been doing for about 10 years, like a NAPS competition. So we do them at Cheltenham, Aintree, Ascot, Goodwood and York, 5 a year, where everyone puts in sort of 50 quid start of the week. There's about 50 of us in it. A few sharks and a few famous people. We've got Harry Redknapp.
Is he any good?
Harry, he hasn't won it yet, but he enjoys it. He enjoys it. But he's good friends with me dad, Harry. So they've had horses together and dogs and stuff and that. So they've been friends for years.
Okay, we'll talk about you. We'll talk about your dad in a bit. But what I want to find out about, to begin with, and to let people know the sort of status that you work. Can we mention these names of these punters?
Yeah, you can do. I mean,
right.
I didn't deal with them all directly, but sort of.
But okay, so you've been privy to some of the best information in the whole industry, placing bets for people like Barney Curly, Michael Tabor, Shane Revel and Patrick Veach.
Yeah.
Now that's not a bad card mark, is it?
No.
So how did that work?
Well, I used to get a lot of stuff from my brother. We used to do betting for all them different people. So over the years, obviously, we've got stuff from Barney and Michael Tabor and Shane as well. So all good punters, all big punters, and quite hard to get their bets on.
Would you get like a shopping list? You know, you want X amount on this one at this price. I mean, how would it work? Would you have to go in the shops? Would you be ringing up other bookmakers? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
you would
both
be
really around the
yourself.
shops, online, obviously Betfair. Most of it around the shops really, because obviously if you went on an account, you'd be marked up. But on course, some of them used to get on course years ago.
What sort of figures are we talking about? You just have to mention the names to the.
Well,
the
bets will be split out. It was just get on at how much you can really, you know. Just obviously years ago you could get £3 or £4 grand on, but now obviously it's a lot harder. You can only get £200 or £300 on in the shop maybe, or but it depends on how many bets I was having in a day, and whereas Barney would be a bit more spread out. You might only get 3 or 4 bets a year.
So would you open your shoulders yourself? Did you have a chance to put your own money on?
Oh yeah, you always follow in.
So was it like on a commission basis? I mean, you'd be called a commission agent. Would you get X amount if it won, or was the fact that you're getting to know this red hot information enough?
I don't think most of them used to pay commission. I think Michael Tabor used to pay on, but the others I think was all just like sort of get the information, get them on, and then obviously have a few quid on yourself.
Okay, now if you do this sort of thing, you're borderline criminal according to the betting industry. So I mean, is that something is that stopped it all?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think any of them are playing anymore, are they? So I think Shane's still playing, but we don't haven't dealt with him for a few years. But I mean, it's impossible now, isn't it, to get decent bets on?
So is the commission agent part of your career sort of finished?
Yeah.
So would you I mean, would Barney Curly invite you around for a cup of tea and give you a wedge of notes and say, see what you can do for me, Jason? Is that how it used to?
No, I never actually met Barney. I was just getting from someone else who knew him quite well, but I don't think he was that sort of person. He was very, no one knew. It was all very. Sometimes he'd come on and have a bet when they wasn't even off. Oh, can you put us $1,000 on that, and just to see whether the market would move.
Yeah, because was that the idea, to try and get it on without it moving?
Yeah, he'd give it to you, and then he'd give it to some other people after. He used to bet with Chandler's, I think, didn't he, and other people.
I've seen a video of him betting with Bill Tye on the rails at somewhere years ago.
Oh, right.
So he's bet with the fractions as well, of course,
Yeah.
with Barney.
Yeah.
So was the temptation back in those days, because this, you can wish for hotter information. So was the temptation in those days not to bother with the form yourself and just wait until this red hot stuff came in and sort of get what you could on?
Yeah. I mean, all the live stuff was always worth following, but obviously, a lot of them didn't play at the big meetings. I've always preferred the big meetings myself to have a bet. Yeah, I mean, even now, I just look at the Saturday racing and the big meetings. I don't like during the week. It's not much.
So when
I still put a few little bets on here and there for people, but not. It's not like it used to be. Used to do quite a lot on the dogs as well. At certain track, Walthamstow, when it was open.
So you're so when these people were sticking on, you said Barney was like once in the blue moon, and the rest was quite a lot. Was it easier to get on if there was like, would there be half a dozen bets from a certain client on a certain day, or would there be, would it be that a week, or what sort of numbers are we talking about?
Yeah, some would have 2 or 3 a day. Some might have 6 or 7 in a day.
Would it be easier to get on those, if you're backing a lot of horses, sort of spread it all around a bit more?
Yeah, if you spread it around. Obviously, I used to have a few people that helped me get bets on. I used to have different accounts and stuff, but obviously that's a lot different now, isn't it? Them accounts are hard to get.
Yeah, was there ever a steward's inquiry about, you didn't get enough on, or you didn't get the right price or anything like that? Was it ever?
Yeah, I think they always have a moan, but obviously because I didn't deal directly, I never used to hear that really.
Yeah. So when you were doing were you still doing the form at that point?
Yeah, still used to do a form on the horses and stuff. Yeah.
So how many hours a day would you be spending on that?
Well, every morning for a couple of hours. Always have, and the night before, always have a study up.
And would you specialise in anything in particular?
I used to like draw and the going and stuff like that. Jockeys, certain tracks. So some tracks I bet at, some I don't. I think some are very hard to win at. Other tracks you've got a bit of a draw advantage. Chester, them sort of places.
Yeah, and I've spoken to quite a few of your type of guys, and you sort of tend to network a bit. So would you also sort of have the hotline to somebody, sort of confer whether you fancied something, and if somebody else did have the double on it, that sort of thing? Yeah,
I've got a few mates who I speak to and that. We sort of share our information.
And
always had a couple of people in yards at Newmarket as well. I used to speak to certain yards.
It's interesting you say that, because people sort of think that professional gamblers have got a hotline to, they know what's going to win, just for stable info and that sort of thing. How much of a percentage of your bets would have been stable? Was there such a thing as hot, stable info, or would the word from the yard just make you more confident in what you come up with on the form book?
Yeah. Some of the yards were good and some wasn't. It depends who it is. Some people are worth listening to and some aren't, are they? From some of them yards, you got to sort out who's good and who's bad, really. But I used to speak to someone for quite a while who was quite good. So yeah, whenever I used to get the nod.
How long did you have to give them a spin for before you decided that they were good or they weren't good?
I suppose a month or so, or first for 3 or 4 bets, just to see what the info was like.
And would they be putting their own money on as well to sort of back up the confidence?
Yeah, some of them did, or sometimes you put them a few quid on, or give them a drink or whatever,
Yeah, keep the info flowing.
Yeah.
Now you must have relieved the bookmakers of plenty over the years, whether it's for you or whether it's for your clients.
Yeah.
But you started on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, I worked in the shops.
So your granddad was a...
Yeah, my granddad, he started it going in our family in early 60s, opened up shops around the East End. He was Joe Edwards, and yeah, I think he had about 13 shops. He sold the last one in 1984.
So we had the glory days then of the betting shops.
Yeah. He had race horses as well and dogs. He had dogs running the final of the Grand Derby and Laurel's winner. Funny, I've got the Laurel's trophy at home that he won in '69, which was a week before I was born. He won the Laurels, and I've got the picture of him with the cup and the cup at home.
Was he a racecourse bookie before he became a bookmaker in
At
betting
the
shops?
dogs, he used to bet at West Ham Dogs, and there was another track as well. Can't remember the name, but he was at West Ham Dogs for years.
What, Clapton, was it?
Somewhere around that way, there was another dog track. It was called something else, but that closed down. Yeah, so and my dad worked for him when he married my mum. That was my mum's dad, and he worked for him, and then he worked at the races worked for Barry Dennis, and then when he finished doing that, he used to put bets on for. He had a few clients. Notably, Wally Sturt. Do you remember Wally Sturt? He used to have a lot of horses. Jim Old, had the champion hurdle winner, 1996, and he was used to have a lot of dogs at Walthamstow.
So how did sort of people gravitate to you to get bets on for them?
I don't know. I suppose just the name, really. Just sort of get to know people over the years, and you just do business with them. I suppose if they trust you and I know you get a decent bet on, people get in touch with you.